Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer channel episode, and today I am launching a new series which I am calling Queen Victoria's Journals, where I will be reading a diary extract from Queen Victoria's journals day by day on the run-up to what would have been her accession. Queen Victoria acceded to the throne on the 20th of June 1837, so this is where we are going to start, except today is the 30th of May 2020, so we're going to be starting on the 30th of May 1837, and hopefully you will enjoy the run-up to her accession. As this is the first video in the series, I want to give you a little bit of background information on Queen Victoria and her early life at Kensington Palace, just to set the scene. Victoria was born Alexandrina Victoria on the 24th of May 1819 and of course died on the 22nd of January 1901. She was Queen of the United Kingdom, Great Britain and Ireland from the 20th of June 1837 until her death. She adopted the additional title of Empress of India on the 1st of May 1876. Known as the Victorian era, her reign of 63 years and 7 months was longer than any of her predecessors. Victoria's reign was a period of industrial, cultural, political, scientific and military change within the United Kingdom and was marked by a great expansion of the British Empire. Victoria was the daughter of Prince Edward, Duke of Kent and Strathearn, the fourth son of George III, and Princess Victoria of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld. After both the Duke and his father died in 1820, she was raised under close supervision by her mother and controller John Conroy. She inherited the throne aged 18 after her father's 3 elder brothers died without surviving legitimate issue. Though a constitutional monarch, privately Victoria attempted to influence government policy and ministerial appointments. Victoria eventually married her cousin, Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha in 1840, and their children married into royal and noble families across the continent, earning Victoria the moniker the Grandmother of Europe. She died on the Isle of Wight in 1901 and was the last British monarch of the House of Hanover. She was succeeded by her son, Edward VII of the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. Victoria, when describing her early childhood, said it was rather melancholy. Her mother was extremely protective and Victoria was raised largely isolated from other children under the so-called Kensington system, which was an elaborate set of rules and protocols devised by the Duchess and her ambitious and domineering controller Sir John Conroy, who was rumoured to be the Duchess's lover. The system prevented the princess from meeting people whom her mother and Conroy deemed undesirable, including most of her father's family, and was designed to render her weak and dependent upon them. Victoria shared a bedroom with her mother every night, studied with private tutors to a regular timetable. She spent her play hours with her dolls and of course her beloved King Charles Spaniel known as Dash. Her lessons included French, German, Italian and Latin, but she spoke only English at home. By 1836, Victoria's maternal uncle Leopold, who would become King of the Belgians in 1831, hoped to marry her to Prince Albert, son of his brother Ernest I. However, William IV disapproved of this match. According to Queen Victoria's diary, she enjoyed Albert's company from the beginning. After the visit, she wrote, "Albert is extremely handsome. His hair is about the same colour as mine. His eyes are large and blue, and he has a beautiful nose and a very sweet mouth with fine teeth. But the charm and countenance is his expression, which is most delightful." However, at 17, Victoria, though interested in Albert, was not yet ready to marry. Victoria and Albert did not undertake a formal engagement at that time, but assumed that the match would take place in due course. So that takes us to the diary entry of the 30th of May 1837. Okay, so let's read from Queen Victoria's diary entry for Tuesday the 30th of May. I will pause at some points to tell you who the different people are that she is referring to. So, got up at 8. After 9 we breakfasted. Charles still continues very poorly and in bed. Charles was Queen Victoria's elder half-brother. The children play in the room only for a short while. At 20 minutes past 10, Mary, Leeson and I drove out and came home at 11. So Mary was Queen Victoria's cousin, and Leeson was governess to the Queen, who of course was then, at the time, Princess Victoria. At 10 minutes past 11 came my hood maestro, Lablache. Now Lablache was Queen Victoria's singing teacher, and stayed only, I am sorry to say, till 20 minutes to 12, as I was unable to keep him longer. Grizzy, he told me, was better, and would sing tonight, though still very weak. Grizzy was an opera singer. It is La Sonnambula, and Lablache has nothing to sing, I'm sorry to say, tonight. I asked him if there were no concerts anywhere tonight. None, he said, and he seemed quite happy at the thought of one night of repose. I sang First Come per Miserino from the second movement, Sovia il Sin. Then Mamma and I sang Spira tua voce all anima. Then Lablache sang, and most beautifully with me, my favourite duo, from I Puritani, O Amato Zio. This concluded my short but pleasant lesson. Wrote a letter to dear Uncle Leopold, walk, wrote my journal, dressed as though I was going to an evening party. At 2:30 we went into the saloon with Mary and Princess Sophia. Princess Sophia was Queen Victoria's aunt. I being attended by the Duchess of Northumberland and dear Leeson and Mamma, by all her ladies and gentlemen. The Lord Mayor, Aldermen and Commons of the City of London presented Mamma first with an address to which she read an answer, and then me with a very kind one. I only answered the following words from my own accord. I am very thankful for your kindness, and my mother has expressed all my feelings. The addresses were read by the Recorder of London, Mr. Law. There were altogether 150 who came up with the Lord Mayor. I then received addresses from the Chapter of Bangor, presented by the Bishop of Bangor, from the Mayor and Corporation of Cambridge, by Lord Godolphin from Morpeth, by Lord Levison, from the Mayor, Magistrates and Burgesses of the Borough of Droitwich, by Lord Foley from Dover, by Mr. Feater, MP from Hammersmith, by Sir John Scott Lyle, from the Mayor of Alderman and Council of Sudbury, by Lieutenant Colonel Rushbrook, MP for the Town Council of the City of Norwich, by the Mayor and Member of Norwich, from the Borough of Haddington, by Mr. Stewart, MP from Aberdeen, from the gentry, clergy, magistrates and other inhabitants of the borough and neighbourhood of Cardiff, by Dr. John Nichol, MP, and from Swansea, by Mr. Vivian. All the addresses were very kind and full of loyalty and affection. Went to my room, undressed and dressed. Saw Dr. Clark, played on the piano, walked, wrote. At 7 we 4 dined. Saw the dear children a minute before dinner. At 10 minutes before 9 we went with Mary and dear Leeson to the opera. It was a lovely opera of La Sonnambula by the ever-to-be-lamented Bellini, and we came in just before the beginning of the beautiful finale of the first act. Grizzy looked well, though very pale, and the marks of leeches were to be seen behind her ears, but she sang more exquisitely than I ever heard her, and acted so naturally and pathetically. It is one of the most touching operas possible. Grizzy gave the Progera, most exquisitely, so very sweetly and softly did she sing, all the high, delicate piano passages. The finale, too, was given with true joyousness. Rubini, who was another opera singer, was of course encored in Passi il Guardo, which he never gave better. Tamburini and I only saw for an instant, but what he sang he did well. Grizzy, Rubini and Tamburini were called out. We came home at 12. The Duke of Brunswick and his friend were in the box. Lady Mary Stepford and Sir E. and Lady Cust met us there. Queen Victoria wrote this diary entrance in the principal royal residence of Kensington Palace. The part that struck me in this whole diary entry was when Victoria said, I am thankful for your kindness, and my mother has expressed all of my feelings, and that was of course her response to the addresses which she received. And it just goes to show, I think, how much under her mother's control she was, because she let her mother say whatever her mother wanted, and then obviously she just agreed with it and said, of course, I'm very thankful for your kindness and my mother has expressed all of my feelings. So we can see that Queen Victoria's mother was very much speaking for Victoria on behalf of Victoria. And we can very, very clearly see that in the relationship, Victoria was very, very much subservient. If you've enjoyed today's diary reading, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please do remember to subscribe to the channel. So from me in Shropshire, goodbye.